So this is the Dbrand Ghost 2.0 case for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. It's a clear case that promises a lot. Thin, light, rated for 12-foot drops, and according to Dbrand, it will never yellow. But I'll be honest, I was hesitant to use this as my daily case. The last time I tried using a clear case on my iPhone 17 Pro Max, it failed after just one low-height drop. That drop caused real damage to my phone, and ever since then, I've stuck with more rugged cases for peace of mind. So, before you trust this clear case with a $1,200 iPhone, there are 3 things we need to find out. First, does this case actually protect your phone against everyday drops? Second, is it practical and easy to use as a daily case? And third, do Dbrand's bold claims hold up in real-world use? So to find out, I'm putting the Dbrand Ghost 2.0 through real-world testing using Apple's own case design guidelines as a reference. Let's start with materials and finish. Apple starts its case design guidelines with materials and finish because this affects how the case feels and holds up every single day. According to Apple, a good case should feel smooth in your hand, avoid sharp edges, resist wear over time, and never damage the phone. So let's talk about the biggest problem with clear cases: yellowing. Clear cases slowly turn yellow because of oxidation. When plastic is exposed to oxygen, heat, and sunlight, it slowly breaks down and changes color. Soft plastics like TPU yellow faster, which is why flexible clear cases can start discoloring in less than a year. Hard plastics like polycarbonate resist yellowing much longer, but they're stiffer and more likely to crack instead of bending. Because of this, many clear cases, including Apple's, use a blend of hard and soft plastics. That improves durability, but it usually delays yellowing rather than preventing it. Sunlight makes things worse. UV rays speed up the breakdown of plastic, which is why a clear case can look fine before a trip and yellow afterwards. Even without sunlight, oils and dirt from your hands slowly soak into the plastic and also contribute to discoloration over time. So here's what Dbrand did differently with the Ghost 2.0. The Ghost 2.0 uses a rigid polycarbonate back for clarity and long-term color stability, paired with black opaque TPU around the sides for flexibility and drop protection. The back also has a hardened finish to help reduce scratching. From a materials standpoint, this is a smart approach. Polycarbonate is far less likely to yellow than TPU, and by keeping the flexible TPU parts opaque, Dbrand avoids the ugly yellowing that usually shows up on clear case edges. When I try to twist the case, there's very little flex, which makes it feel solid and well built. I'll need more time to fully test the zero yellowing claim, but I haven't seen many reports online of Ghost cases turning yellow. One of the biggest issues with the Ghost 1.0 was that the clear back scratched easily. So far, that does not seem to be the case with the Ghost 2.0. That said, the clear back does pick up fingerprints very easily, so you'll probably want to wipe it down often to keep it looking clean. Visually, I really like how this case looks on the phone. It does a great job showing off the iPhone's design. Now let's move on to protection and fit. Apple is very clear in this part of its guidelines. A good case should protect your phone from everyday drops without getting in the way of normal use. The Dbrand Ghost 2.0 is very easy to install and remove. Once it's on, the fit feels tight and secure with no loose corners and no flex around the phone. This matters because Apple warns against cases that can shift during impact, which can reduce protection during the drop. There's an even raised lip around the entire front screen. This is worth noting because some of Dbrand's other cases slope down near the sides to make swipe gestures easier. The edges of the case are made from flexible TPU, and all 4 corners have thickened bumpers to help protect against corner drops. Around the camera area, the back of the case fully covers the camera plateau. There is some height around the rear sensors, but the camera lenses feel almost level with the case. Even though I wish the camera lip was a bit taller, the lenses were still well protected during my drop testing. One thing I did notice is a slight rattling sound when I shake the phone with the case on. It's subtle, but it is there. Because of my past experience, I don't think of clear cases as rugged by default, and this is very different from something like Dbrand's tank case. You're not buying this to throw your phone onto concrete every day. I also didn't test the full 12-foot drop claim because most people aren't dropping their phones from that height. But for normal use such as desk drops, pocket slips, and waist-high falls, it performs well. I dropped this case 46 times from a height of about 5 to 6 feet onto the manufactured hardwood floors inside my house. After the first few drops, I noticed something unexpected. The TPU on the inner front corners of the case started to chip away, and it didn't happen in just one spot. It showed up on all 4 corners. What surprised me was how early this started happening. It was at a relatively low drop count. Even more surprising was the fact that the case got damaged in these particular areas in the first place. I've tested many different types of cases on this channel, and this is the first time I've seen this type of damage on a case. That said, despite the visible wear on the case, I didn't see any damage to the phone itself. As I continued the remaining drop tests, I didn't notice the chipping getting any worse, and there was no additional structural damage to the case. Where this case really impressed me was the clear polycarbonate backplate. Even after multiple direct impacts onto the clear back, there were no cracks, no scratches, and no visible damage at all. Next, let's talk about buttons, ports, and gestures. This is an area where Apple is very picky. They want buttons to be easy to press, ports to stay fully accessible, and gestures to work exactly the same as if the phone had no case at all. All the buttons on the Ghost 2.0 feel clicky and responsive, with a nice clear sound. On the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the camera control button works exactly as it should. You can press, swipe, and interact with it smoothly through the case. One cool thing I noticed in iOS is the small edge animation that appears when you press a button. It's a nice visual cue that confirms the press even without feeling it. On the bottom, the port cutouts are wide enough that most charging cables and accessories fit without awkward angles. Now let's talk about everyday features like MagSafe, charging, and the camera. For everyday use, everything works the way it should. MagSafe accessories snap on securely, stay centered, and wireless charging works normally without overheating or disconnects. Because the case is made from plastic, it doesn't interfere with cellular, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth signals, and I didn't experience any dropouts. Face ID, sensors, and haptics all behave exactly the same as using the phone without a case. The phone also doesn't get unusually warm while charging. And even though the camera lip isn't as tall as I'd prefer, the lenses were still well protected during my drop tests, and flash photos don't show glare or shadowing. Finally, let's take a quick look at audio. Calls, videos, and voice notes sound the same as using the phone without a case. There's no muffling, distortion, or sound being redirected. So this is the Speaking Classic LS case for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. It's a special edition case inspired by the Macintosh 128K, made to celebrate Apple's 50th anniversary in 2026. So at this point, there aren't any hidden deal breakers or daily use compromises, which brings us straight to the final question. Is the Ghost 2.0 actually worth buying? So when measured against Apple's own case design guidelines, the Dbrand Ghost 2.0 performs exactly how a good everyday case should. I really enjoyed using this case as a daily driver. The thinness and lightweight made the phone easier to handle compared to more rugged cases. In terms of protection, it did what it needed to do. It protected my iPhone 17 Pro Max through multiple drop tests from normal everyday heights, which is the minimum I expect from a daily use case. However, I'm a bit disappointed by how brittle the inside corners of the case were during my drop test. I've tested many different types of cases on this channel, and this is the first time I've seen damage in this particular area after such a low number of drop tests. As for yellowing, I'll need more long-term use to fully confirm Dbrand's claims. That said, based on the Ghost case's track record and the lack of widespread complaints, it looks like Dbrand has found a real solution to one of the biggest problems with clear cases. Now, I do wish there was some kind of kickstand on the back, but that's personal preference and something Dbrand doesn't really offer across its lineup. So at the current sale price of $50, the Ghost 2.0 is a solid choice for anyone who wants a clean, clear case that's easy to live with and offers reliable everyday protection. And if you want to see what a truly rugged Dbrand case looks like, check out my review of the Dbrand tank case. I'll see you guys in the next one.